Good evening. Welcome to Instagram. I've been doing these now for I guess close to a month and a half or so, and they've all been on Facebook. And a number of people have been hitting me up saying that they'd like to see me do it on Instagram because they don't have Facebook. So tonight we're doing it here. This is kind of a special show for me in a lot of ways because it's officially the year anniversary today of my last full-length album release, which was American Darkness, and it came out May 10th of last year. And it has, as a part of the narrative and the songs in this album, for anybody who maybe some of you guys have read this stuff I've put up about it before, but the narrative on the record, one big piece of it was my relationship with becoming a parent. In the latter half of 2016, when things were going crazy in the U.S. with the election, and we just weren't necessarily seeing the better part of ourselves on a social level, and I was real nervous about having a kid in that climate and whether it was something that we should be doing, and whether it was almost like borderline irresponsible. And I jokingly say that it was just cheaper to make an album about it than hire a therapist. So a lot of these songs are me working through that, about to become a father, but today being Mother's Day, my wife, and the things that I know she was nervous about as well. This day focusing on parents in general. I think this even takes it to another level. So it's good to get to do this tonight. But I'm going to play the whole album from beginning to end, and we'll see how we do, okay? I just got this 12-string about a week and a half ago, and I used it for my show last week a bit. I'd only had it for a few days at that time, but I'm going to use it tonight for some of these songs and get my other guitar out as we roll along here. Try to get some different sounds. But here we go. So this is American Darkness. We'll start off with the title track. The stories that your grandparents will tell you will be softened by memory and nostalgia of the good times and good people in their hearts. I can't promise that you will always be safe. I can't promise you won't be subjected to hate. I can only hope you don't mix with the heartless. Don't get scared by the American darkness. And the gunfire in the wee hours at a nightclub, there'll be broken hearts scattered in blood. Crowd gets divided and a new commotion starts. I can hear the distant banging of the gavels. I can hear the cry to protect us from ourselves. I can only hope you don't mix with the heartless. Don't get lost in the American darkness. And I'm gonna try to show you all the shades of light. tonight. And if you wake up to the banging of the gavel, you gotta follow the cry to protect us from ourselves. You gotta follow the cry to protect us from ourselves. Promise me you won't mix with the heartless. You won't get jammed by the American darkness. The American darkness. Thank you. So we're going to move along to something called Backstage. And a lot of people have talked to me about this song and how they're like, oh, you know, this tells the story of like being a musician and the hardships. And I used the setting of musicians performing and or people in theater on stage to tell this story, which I guess maybe on its own could be seen to be about that, but when you put it up against the rest of these songs and the way that it falls in the album, I like to think that it goes even deeper. So this is for the performance art going on all around us every day. It's called Backstage. The feedback's howling through the arena. The promoter's trying to dodge a subpoena. The cocaine in the sink, beer in the tub. Some kind of sour stain hanging above. Slipping the curtain, leaving the stage, like animals returning to the cage. Reaching for her hand, he draws the line. It's just for the money, he ain't no friend of mine. Makeup's fading, promises breaking, witnesses claiming, the hearts shaking. Some old guy's trying to grab some young girl's ass. Well, ain't you glad you paid that scalper for this backstage pass? And all of the things that you wanna believe, the people are good and they never deceive. Drift through the rafters, dance on the wall. They rise with the chatter upon the curtain call. Makeup's fading, promises breaking, and witnesses claiming, hearts shaking. Some young guys trying to handle the breast with class. Ain't you glad you paid that scalper for this backstage pass? Thanks, that's Backstage. Just give me a second here to tune. This one's for friendship. The desire and the need for it, I guess. It's called All I Wanted Was a Friend. Was it the complexion of my skin, or the company I traveled in? 'Cause nobody wants to live inside the dark, and nobody wants to live beneath a mark. So maybe I'll catch up with you somewhere around the bend. My intentions were simple. All I wanted was a friend. And I always thought that you were so cool. Walk by your house coming home from school, with the music playing out of your window. It's unrecognizable to me, the reasons now I know. So maybe I'll catch up with you somewhere around the bend. My intentions were simple. All I wanted was a friend. Somebody must have beaten you up, treated you so unkind. 'Cause nobody is born with all that hatred in their mind. So maybe I'll catch up with you somewhere around the bend. It was painfully simple. All I wanted was a friend. Or maybe I'll catch up with you somewhere around the bend. It was painfully simple. All I wanted was a friend. It was painfully simple. All I wanted was a friend. Thank you very much. This one's for the kids, for the youth. transformation they can put you through, and I think also the transformation they can put the world through if given the chance. So I see little bits of it now every day. It's pretty crazy. It's called Before You Were Born. Well, I used to drink too much and take my chances, stay in between the lines, state trooper glances. There was a coat I wore, but that was before you were born. That was before you were born. And many people been killed for the color of skin, told who to love, what they felt was a sin, clipped like a thorn. That was before you were born. That was before you were born. The darkness of our past now stretches out under the moon. We've been lost in our own hometown on the streets we swore we knew, struggling to keep warm. Well, that was before you were born. And to watch her fight the pain on that early morning, to hear your first cry, nobody gave me warning. I could love something more. Well, that was before you were born. That was before you were born. That was before you were born. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. It's an old song of mine. It's on my first album that has a line in it about how you can never replace looking somebody straight in the face, and the idea of physically being around people instead of virtually sort of existing around people. And it's always been something I've had a hard time with, and never really felt like I quite knew how to. Never felt like I really knew how to interact or behave in that setting. I've always been the kind of person that would rather just call somebody up on the phone or go see them if I could. If someone's within 2 or 3 hours of me, I'm going to drive to go see them. It's just the way I am. And my generation doesn't necessarily operate like that, and the generations below me operate even less like that these days. And And now it's even crazier these last couple of months with what's gone on and the social distancing and people being quarantined and isolated. It's even this more extreme version of it. And so we'll see how this one lands tonight. This is called The Voice of Our Generation. Well, I remember running home through the backyard. Yeah, I remember staying up late to play my guitar. Yeah, I remember the way her hair looked in the moonlight. Yeah, I remember what a kiss would feel like. And I grew up best I could, looking for a translation, never getting the jokes or feeling any relation to the voice of our generation, coming through on a hijack station. It's not on the radio or on the TV, not in the paper or out in the street. Fills my ears with strange reverberations. It's the voice of our generation. And I remember when they threw it up for sale. Yeah, I remember check arriving in the mail. Now walking down the street, sitting at the dinner table, there's a tension in the air and the signal's unstable. But it looks me in the eye, I wonder if they are able to hear the voice of our generation coming through on a hijack station. It's not on the radio or on the TV. It's not in the paper or out in the street. It fills my ears with strange reverberations. It's the voice of our generation. So I put my headphones on and close my eyes, and I turn the music up real loud, try to drown out the sound. Oh, whoa. Voice of our generation coming through on a hijack station. It's not on the radio or on the TV. It's not in the paper or out in the street. It fills my ears with strange reverberations. It's the voice of our generation. Voice of our generation. It's the voice of our generation. of our generation. Thank you. So now we've got a guy who's living in a small town on the river. Not a small town, say a small city. On the river, and he's been watching the world more or less passing by, and I think in those situations we're always expected to find people to be sad and upset and disappointed and frustrated, but I think sometimes people are okay with that, and I think that there's even something admirable about people who are comfortable with just keeping things simple and how they like them and how they enjoy them, and not getting caught up in the race, so to speak. And that's where this guy sits. It's called Banks of the Mississippi. I've been kicking around the town of Moline on my own since age of 15. I had a family, but they don't miss me. Left me on the banks of the Mississippi. The burning oil stings my nose. Dirt don't come out of my clothes. I had a job, but it done kicked me. Left me on the banks of the Mississippi. And the muddy water just flowing by down the Illinois borderline. Nights are cool and days are misty on the banks of the Mississippi. And I seen the heavenly skies pour down. The floodwaters beat up my hometown. I had a life, but it done stripped me. Me on the banks of the Mississippi. And them mean old catfish will wink and smile. They tell your line, tease you wild. I had a dream, but it done slipped me. Left me on the banks of the Mississippi. Muddy water just flowing by down the Illinois borderline. Nights are cool and days are misty on the banks of the Mississippi. Big city's flats scare me cold. I swear this river's hiding gold. So come round here in 40 or 50, you find me on the banks of the Mississippi. Muddy water just flowing by down the Illinois borderline. Nights are cool and days are misty on the banks of the Mississippi. Nights are cool and days are misty on the banks of the Mississippi. Thank you. All right, you may have to give me a minute here to get this thing tuned real quick. All right. So this is another one that definitely had a big influence in being written with the child coming down the pipe. You'll hear it in there. Just gotta listen close. It's called "The Wolves Are Running Wild Tonight." The seasons slowly change with the cycle of storms. As the water rises and the winters grow warm, and the guards keeping watch fumble with their flashlights. The wolves are running wild tonight. Primal taste of blood and victory's high. Believes little mysteries, 2 reasons why. The windows and the mirrors show a sickening sight. The wolves are running wild tonight. Can you see the vultures picking at the bones of a bloated culture riding by the side of the road? The dirty yellow moon splits the day and the night as the shelter at the crossroads flashes its lights. They'll bail out their friends just just like all of them do. Hide underneath a trapdoor painted red, white, and blue. Some will move away, some are ready for a fight. The wolves are running wild tonight. My wife's in the bedroom crying in the dark, and the future's in her belly with a beating heart. I'm on the porch waiting for the morning sun, wondering how many people went bought their first gun. The sound of branches breaking makes it so hard to sleep. And huddled in the meadow rests a large flock of sheep. And this late in the season brings a wicked appetite. The wolves are running wild tonight. The wolves are running wild tonight. The wolves are running wild tonight. Thanks very much. So before I get into the last few here, I should mention if you are interested in making any donations, or what I like to kind of think of as paying a virtual ticket, these shows are free, but I certainly appreciate the support. You can do that using my email, dan@dantedesco.com, and just send it through PayPal or Venmo. Use that email, you should be good to go. The other thing I have going on right now, it's on my website. It's my entire discography, all the music that I've released officially to date. I've packaged into a giant download, and you can get that for whatever price you want to pay. If you $5, $10, whatever, up to whatever you feel like you want to spend. I almost prefer that you do that over just donating, because you also get the music. And there's a lot in there. It's like 80 or 85 songs altogether. It's a lot to work through. So that's out there for you. I certainly appreciate anybody who's tuning in right now to listen. These have been really healthy things for me to do. I started the first week, I did 4 of them every other night, and then I moved it to just every Sunday basically, and it's given me something to focus on and work towards every week. And it actually does feel like a show. At first I didn't really know if that would ever happen, but it does. It feels good. It feels good. So I hope you guys are enjoying this tonight. Got a few left here. Called Lost in the Shuffle. My shoulders tied in knots, fighting through the crowd. The cold coffee, bloodshot morning hustle. The debts for my degree hanging on me like 100,000 pounds. How do I pay the cost of another day lost in the shuffle now? lost in the shuffle now. Working 60 hours a week, and I barely see the kids. My wife and I try to keep our voices muffled, and I don't ever want to forget all the things our parents did, the oceans that they crossed, the promise to not be lost in the shuffle now. Lost in the shuffle now. The voices in the street, a melody of language is so sweet, and the feet tripping for the beat need broken tears, a big heat muscle. Lost in the shuffle now. This is lost. The new boss is sauce. Can't get rid of this call, and it's another day lost in the shuffle now. Lost in the shuffle now. Lost in the shuffle now. Thanks. So if you've been listening through this whole thing, and if you've listened to this record before, there's certainly an element of, I guess, disillusionment that falls on a lot of the characters and the various narratives in the different tracks. So I put this on because this next one has sort of a looking back quality to it. Not that you can physically ever go back in time or back to a different place, but you can visit it in your mind, and sometimes going back to those earlier times when things were simpler for you, and when you still had enough naivety to dream really big and to see the world, as this big open place instead of maybe starting to feel a little bit more like it's tightened in around you a little bit. And this was a point in the record where I wanted that to kind of open back up again. And it's called "I Took a Ride Last Night." I took a ride last night out through the dark cornfields, blasting the demo reels we made in '95. And I took a ride last night, stopped by the practice space. Kids were outside the place, phone stumbling through a few chords. It's easy to forget and hard to remember the pulse in the vein, the plans that we made, the songs that we played. So I took a ride last night. I took a ride last night. Stopped by to see your folks. Stories and played out jokes. Never made me laugh so hard. And I took a ride last night. Got lost in our hometown. Rolled all the windows down. Didn't think I'd make it out. It's easy to forget and hard to remember the pulse in the vein, the slants that we made, the songs that we played. So I took a ride last night. Yeah, I took a ride last night. Woke up in Iowa. Girl asked me, how are you? And I put her hand in mine. Thank you. Got one left here to close out the album, and this is not one that I've really, I think, played maybe ever, and I don't know why, because it's always been one I've been really proud of, and maybe tonight will mark its not only its sort of debut performance, but maybe this will mark it being included in more shows, because I think this one needs to be heard. And again, just give me 1 second. I was going to say, oh yeah, just want to remind you, if you want to send any kind of a virtual ticket in for watching the show tonight, I would be grateful for the support. Again, you can do it with my email, dan@dantedesco.com, through PayPal or Venmo, or head over to dantedesco.com and grab that discography download, which again is available for whatever you want to pay. I just thank you more than anything just for hanging out and listening. And I don't know what I'll do. Like I said, I've been doing these every Sunday. Maybe we'll do this back here again next week. I might go back over to Facebook. At some point, I'm going to go do some on YouTube as well. If you have any opinion in that matter, feel free to drop a comment and let me know what you think. But thank you for listening. We'll close it out here with the last song from American Darkness. It's called Who Am I to Say? Well, who am I to call your bullshit? Who am I to carry your crown? Who am I to crash your Oh, you know what? We gotta set that off better than that. Hold on. We'll do this again. Take two. Who am I to call your bullshit? Who am I to single you out? Who am I to crash your party, turn the music down? Who am I to truly refuse your way? Even a bitter dancer, who am I to say? I'm sorry guys, like I said, this has been one I haven't done a whole bunch of times. I've been working on it. I'm gonna do one more take at this, okay? Who am I to call your bullshit? Who am I to single you out? Who am I to show you the rainbow and fill your dreams with doubt? Who am I to make the rule book for the game you play? Maybe you have all the answers. Who am I to say? Who am I to choose your lover? Who am I to burn your faith? Who am I to sugarcover and poke fun at your way? Who am I to stain my shadows all over your day? Maybe you're a better dancer. Who am I to say? Who am I to scratch your eyes out? Who am I to paint you the truth? Who am I to sell you the future at the price of your youth? Who am I to steal the blankets off of where you lay? Maybe you can cure the cancer. Who am I to say? Who am I to drink your failure? Who am I to bury your crown? Who am I to crash your party and turn the music down? Who am I to preach my methods and refuse your way? Maybe you're a better dancer. Who am I to say? Maybe you have all the answers. Who am I to say? All right, almost lost it there, but we found it. Thank you guys so much for listening. That's American Darkness. Have a great night, and I hope to see you next week. Okay, thanks so much.